Hello, I am Idellina Fhara with student number 1922058, and now I will presentation about the proposal research with the title The Effect of Teaching Report Text in Reading Comprehension through Listen, Read, Discuss LRD Strategy at SMA Pasundan 3 Cimahi, Class 12 IPS. And background of the problem. The first is the teacher explained that their difficulty in learning English come from student that is learning about reading. And the second is the student always difficult to memorize the content of text. For example, learning report text while teacher explain the material. Student understand, but after the teacher finish explaining, the student still confused with the material. And the third is lack of vocabulary, because English seldom to use in daily activity shouldn't in there. And the last is difficult to understanding of the text. Shouldn't confuse the specific where is narrative text or report text or descriptive text. Identification of the problem. In this time, the researcher want to state the problem of the research in the result of the test that is given both of experiment class and control class. Thus, the effect of teaching reading by listen, read, discuss strategy increase student ability to understanding reading. Limitation of problem. About reading comprehension of the context is the score of the listen read discussing strategy, better the limitation of this study is about the use listen read discuss strategy in order to get understanding to the student for student to learn reading. And the second is the researcher will use experiment class and control class. Then the researcher compare the result of the pre-test and post-test that giving before and the last meeting. Review of literature, the nature of reading. Robert Karim, 1918, defined that reading is as a thinking process instructing the ideas of the author. Component of reading is phonemic awareness, the second is phonic, third is vocabulary development, the fourth is reading fluency, and the last is reading comprehension strategy. The concept of LRD strategy. Benefit of LRD strategy is the first is LRD is a powerful tool for engaging struggling reader in classroom discussion. The last is those students lacking prior knowledge about the content gain it during the listening stage, allowing them to more easily comprehend the text during the reading stage. Step in LRD strategy. The first is review the reading selection and prepare a brief, organized overview that points out the basic structure of the material, relevant background information, important information to look for, and generate interest in the topic. The second is present the summary orally to students. The third is have students read the textbook version of the same material. And the last is discuss the material students have now heard and read. The hypothesis. From the above statement can be made the hypothesis that H0 is no significant effect on student learning reading comprehension using a text report LRD strategy in high school SMA Pasundan 2 Cimahi, and HA is there is a significant influence on student learning reading comprehension using a text report LRD strategy in High School Pasundan 3 Cimahi, 12 IPS. Experimental design. In his research, the researcher conducted an experiment design research. An experiment is defined as James Dan Brown 2002. The page is 212. A situation in which one observes the relationship between two variables by deliberately producing a change in one, and looking to show whether in this alteration produce a change in the other. Experimental class. An experimental class is the class in a scientific experiment where the experimental produce is performed. And the last is control class. A control class is a class separate from the rest of the experiment where the independent variable being tested cannot influence the result. Post-test give the experimental class and class control that is given to determine the ability of the student in English vocabulary. Post-test given to class and the grade control experiment after treatment received. Experimental class is through LRD strategy and control class without going through LRD strategy. Stocking outstanding students to read English can be calculated by using this strategy. And that's enough from me. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.